There's no room on this sideline over here. He puts it in an exact spot only his guy can go and make a play. He has to be careful of this player right here. Throws a layered ball with pace. James Franklin brought a number of players with him from Penn State to Virginia Tech via the transfer portal and high school recruits, but no one bigger than quarterback Ethan Grunkemeyer. Grunkemeyer took over as the starter at Penn State following Drew Aller's season-ending ankle injury in the Northwestern game. Following that same Northwestern game, head coach James Franklin was fired. Grunkemeyer had some big shoes to fill. Team captain, projected first-round pick in Drew Aller, and now without his head coach heading into the gauntlet of the Big Ten. His first 3 starts at Iowa, one of the best defenses in the country, at Ohio State, the best defense in the country, and at home against #1 Indiana, who went on to become the 16-0 national champions. And don't forget what happened in that game. Indiana had to win on the final drive of the game, a lot to do with Grunkemeyer's play on the Penn State offense. And now those guys head to Virginia Tech, trying to return success to a program that Coach Beamer had for the Hokies for a long time. In the ACC now, I expect Grunkemeyer to have a ton of success with James Franklin in that offense. Expect big things out of them. Now let me show you the tape and tell you why. First start of the season at Iowa, big environment at Kinnick Stadium. This is the good part. He's a gamer. He knows what he's doing, gets the check protection. He IDs this Mike backer here. So what is going on? Well, the offensive line is responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 guys. This Mike backer that he ID'd. The running back is responsible for this Will backer or any nickel off the edge or boundary pressure from this corner. Let's see what ends up shaking out. The Will backer comes, so the back picks it up, but there's a nickel pressuring off the edge, meaning that he is hot. Has to get the football out of his hands or make a play on this critical 4th down. He escapes, makes people miss, picks up a first down, so you know he's a gamer in these moments. This is the tough part. First start at Iowa. He's never really played. Really interesting moment at Penn State without their head coach. And he throws an interception. No reason that he should be throwing this go route to the field. Iowa is playing a single high zone coverage. This corner is playing bail technique, meaning he starts press and then at the snap, he's bailing out into his deep third with his eyes into the backfield. What it looks like this route is a deep choice, meaning this receiver has the ability to sit it down at about 10 to 12 yards or keep running based on what this corner does. So if the corner bails, he's going to sit it down. If the corner is running in man coverage, he's going to keep running by him. And so he sits it down. Grunkemeyer lets it go, turns into an interception and a turnover. Now the second turnover of the game. He's working to this boundary here, trying to throw a slant route with a safety low in the box. I'm not sure what he's taught, why he's working that side. This is one of the worst feelings as a quarterback in football. On the road, a tipped interception almost turns into a pick 6, but Iowa ends up scoring the next play anyways. And then you just see him kind of uncomfortable in the pocket, uncomfortable on the road in his first start. This is an RPO. He's reading this safety right here as Iowa has 6 players in the box. For these 6 players, 1 tight end and offensive line to block. He feels that he has the leverage to throw this in cut here. He pulls it, double clutch, and dirts the ball. And this just shows the growing pains of a really tough situation in your very first start in a big environment. And I love that the coaches stuck with him and did not give up on him after 1 game, because the growth that he showed from this moment into the bowl game against Clemson is really, really great. And that's why I'm even showing this. The growth from his first start at Iowa to his second start at Ohio State is awesome to see. And let me show you how. Ohio State is playing 6 defensive backs. That's a confusing look for a quarterback. You got 3 down linemen and then 2 linebackers just walking around. You don't know what they're going to do, so you have to confirm it post-snap. Hey, as soon as the ball snapped, I'll see what they're in and then react and adjust. And you see exactly that. He starts his eyes to the boundary, sees that this corner is playing off, and you have a flat player underneath with this single high safety. They're running a bench route, so a stem in, push vertical, and then break out. He takes 1 hitch at the top of his drop and absolutely rips it to the sideline. It's awesome to see. Great timing, great velocity, and great rhythm. And this part is the best. He's not afraid to throw the football over the middle of the field, no matter if there's traffic, who's out there. Great play action. They're draining this out for the love of the game. So you see this backside safety running with him, draining this guy out of there as well. And then you have a deep dagger route coming as this corner is bailing out of there, and then a wheel route coming down the sideline. He has to be careful of this player right here. Throws a layered ball with pace, just over the outstretched arm of a Mike linebacker. That's Arvell Reese, a top 5 pick that's projected to be in this year's draft. Over the top of him, it's special stuff. You watch it from the end zone shot, and it's even more impressive, that type of throw. That's an NFL level throw that guys are making on Sundays that separates the good from the great. Still good pace, just over the outstretched arm, in stride for his guy. Big time first down there. Dropping in to remind you, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Now, let's get back to it. Indiana game, some called it the game of the year based on the finish, final drive. He was dealing. He was super comfortable. Motion it in. He's working through a progression here, and he gets all the way to the backside, and I just love how it happens. Starts his eyes, 1, then works him back to 2. Doesn't like it. Gets to 3. Coming out of the break. This ball is coming out of his hand. Great anticipation, timing, in stride, explosive play, huge first down. But when you talk about quarterbacks, I want you to watch his feet and his eyes. When you're playing quarterback, you want to tie your feet and your eyes together so you can be in rhythm, in sequence. So as soon as you see the read, you're ready to throw the football. He's communicating to this back, hey, this is who you have in protection. Bring the motion in, full command at the line of scrimmage. Okay, 1, see his eyes right there. Perfect. Doesn't like it. 2, feet and eyes together, right down the middle. Then he gets to 3, absolute rip across the middle of the field, going 1, 2, 3 through the progression and in that mode. And then they're in tempo right before the half. This is a very common play for teams at the end of half, end of games with no timeouts, trying to produce a big chunk where you'll run off in 3-by-1. You'll have 3 receivers, 1 receiver. You'll run these 2 guys off, run a really deep out route, and then a drag on the backside. You're trying to get it to this out route on the sideline. He has to move away in the pocket over here, throw it all the way across the field over here, taking a shot as he's throwing the football in a great spot. The different types of throws he's making, and then play action again. They're so good at this. You have the clear out route to drain the safety, the dagger running behind it, but have to be aware of this Mike linebacker chasing back towards the middle of the field. Good velocity, good timing, in rhythm, and able to deliver it over the backer. Speed chase to the ball, play action pass off 1 hitch, not gun shy whatsoever, rips it just over the outstretched arms of the Mike, in stride, right on the face mask, continuing for a first down. This part of it is when you know you're really comfortable, when you can move around in the pocket, throw it on the run, make quick decisions and accurate throws within a quick moment. Play action. Pocket's got some action here. You have a free guy based on the twist that happened up front where he wrapped around, climbs up. There's no spot that you can put this other than right here. If you put it down the middle of his chest, pass breakup. If you put it on this shoulder, pass breakup. He puts it exactly where only his guy can catch the football. It's great accuracy, climbing and navigating the pocket, moving through. You can tell the big comfort that he had. The in-game adjustments directly applying from one drive to the next after talking with your coaches, your teammates is so great to see. Penn State is in 12 personnel. 1 tight end, 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and 2 receivers into this bunch. They're motioning into a play action pass. Michigan State's in a coverage of what some people call cover 6 or cover 24, where they're playing a deep half as a safety, cover 2 to the field. This corner is playing the flats, and this nickel is the middle runner for anything carrying vertical. These 2 guys are playing cover 4, meaning that they have a deep fourth and a deep fourth, but their first responsibility is to enforce into the run fit. This is why these 2 tight ends are over here and they're playing quarters to this side. They get into the play action. Now, Penn State has this pylon route that this nickel has to carry wide open, but they have a deep dagger coming behind it. It's great versus cover 2. Ethan Grunkemeyer rips the dagger right behind the nickel's head for a first down, but he could have had a touchdown. So what do? Later in the game, a different drive? They run the same play out of the same personnel, but start in a different formation. Again, tight end, second tight end, running back, 2 receivers. They motion the tight end in, very similar coverage, but this time they blitz the nickel off of the edge. This safety runs over here to be that middle runner player and carrying anything vertical, and then this guy is left for a deep half / deep third and a guy underneath. And watch how this plays out, the in-game adjustment. They protect it very, very well. You have this runner with a backside safety. My guy's faster than yours. He saw it from earlier. I could have had a touchdown. Rips it right down the field over his head for a big time play and learning from one drive to the next and directly applying it into the game. And the rest of the season running the show. 1st and 10 in the Nebraska game. Quick toss, great offensive line, good running game. First down, keep it moving. Well, the next play, they trust Grunkemeyer so much. Let's get back to that action, but throw play action pass off of it. Quick toss, they're running a scissors concept where the top receiver is going to have a post, bottom receiver is going to have a corner, making it look like a scissors pattern. The key is that this bottom receiver runs in the trail to make this defensive back decide which guy should I cover. Good action, good play fake. Boom, to the sideline. They rout Nebraska in a blowout win at home. And then the eye manipulation. You know you have it when you start using your eyes to manipulate the defense because you know you want to throw it somewhere else. They're trying to throw this stick route for a first down on 3rd and 10. He starts his eyes directly down the middle of the field to pull this linebacker towards the middle to create a throwing lane for the first down. It's exactly what happens. You see the linebacker move over, throwing lane right there to his tight end. Rip it, first down, keep it moving. Bowl game against Clemson, final game of the year. Let's go out for the seniors. He's so confident at this point. Ripping it one-on-one. You know what? I have a better throw for any tight coverage that you have. Same concept as earlier in the year that they're very common of running the pylon route, the dagger route, and then the wheel route down the sideline. He sees this linebacker with his eyes on his tight end playing man-to-man. You know what? One-on-one, let me put it in a spot he can't defend. There's no room on this sideline over here. He puts it in an exact spot only his guy can go and make a play. And then a third down. Watch the sticks right here. 3rd and 8 in their own territory. When he throws this football, breaking, ball is coming out of his hand. He's ripping it to the sideline. Pinpoint accuracy where no one can get it but his guy all the way to the field. And then the manipulation in the pocket. Being very comfortable with people around you at your feet, but not throwing you off of your progression. They blitz the corner from the boundary. The back does an excellent job of retracing. Grunkemeyer steps up, no problem, ripping this deep over route. So comfortable at that moment in time in traffic to keep playing ball. And then the timing right here. Outside leverage man defender, safety playing over the top, has to throw it in between those guys, rips it, broken tackle, turning it into a touchdown. The comfort level from when the Iowa game happened to now the bowl game against Clemson, it's so good. The eye manipulation. You saw just at the snap, he put his eyes right down here to move this safety ever so slightly. One hitch, rip it. This guy's trying to break it up. Can't do it because the ball placement's so good. Broken tackle, turning it into a touchdown. It's the epitome of how the season went for Penn State. The high expectations they had going into the season. Their best player, their quarterback, gets hurt, projected first-round pick. Then their head coach gets fired. What happens? Grunkemeyer is thrown into action, struggles a little bit early, but they stuck with him. He stuck with the process, got so much better. Virginia Tech should be very excited about the snaps that he took in 2025, carrying them into 2026. He's familiar with the system already. He's ready to go, and he's going to have a big year in the ACC.